Happy Saturday. Oh my gosh. Like, you know when something happens and you're just like, I have to share this right now, not in a minute. So like, I didn't even finish reading my Devo. So I've started getting really serious about my morning routine. This is something that I was doing at the beginning of the year that was really transforming my life and my business. And then like you get busy and you're like, well, I don't have time to read today, and I don't have time to pray today, and I don't have time to give myself space today, and all this. I gotta work, and I've gotta this, and I've gotta this, and I've gotta this. And coming back from Winter Circle, you guys have to deal, pardon me, I woke up with like a scratchy throat this morning. But coming back from Winter Circle, I don't know, I just feel a renewed sense of the need to be taking that time for me. And so I woke up this morning, and I woke up late. I didn't get up till like 10, which is crazy. I haven't done that in months. But Daniel wasn't feeling well last night, so we were kind of up and down all night, and I needed sleep. I'm still jet lagged from our trip and like all of that, and so I slept in. So I got up and I was like, well, dang, I gotta get to work. I don't have time to do anything today. Like, I've got to get to work. It's already like 10:30. I have stuff to do. And I was like, you know what? No. I'm going to prioritize this time. I'm going to value this time, and I'm going to respect it. And I know in order to get to where I want to go, in order to get where we want to go, we have to give God the space first. Because it's just like with your tithing. Like, you give God the first 10%, not the last. It's that's what this is in your morning, and taking the time aside to pour into yourself and be in the Bible and be in his presence. It's the same thing as tithing. Just instead of financially, we're tithing our time. And guys, is it not easier sometimes to tithe money? You know, the church says 10%, and it's an easy rule to follow, and you're like, cool, here's 10% of my check, and you're able to get yourself into this routine with it where it's almost second nature and simple. But when someone's like, tithe your time, that's different. I can trust God now with my money. That was a big step for me. I didn't grow up in an environment where tithing was really a thing. So I was the first person to really like religiously stick to that. And it took me like, last year is the first year I tithed all year. And, but it's gotten routine, and I'm like, yep, 10% out of my check, it goes. But then it's like, tithe your time. It's like, you know, if you trust God, that you give him his 10%, and you know that you can do more with 90% of your money than if you had your full 100% without giving it to him. But then they're like, well, take your time. And I'm like, what? I don't know about that. Like, I think I need all day to work, and I don't know if I can do, which is just so crazy. And so that's not even what I'm here to talk about, but that's where we're starting, I guess. But I want to push you guys to really tithe your time this month. These next 3 weeks, just give God what's his, and he deserves the first of our day. He deserves the first 10% of your morning, the first part there. And sometimes that means we have to get uncomfortable. Sometimes that means that we have to move around our schedule. Sometimes that means we have to get up early. But if you are giving him that, guys, God can do so much more with less time when you first prioritize it with him. And so I sat down this morning, and I was going to do my Devos and all of that. I listened to like a Devo on the Bible app, and then I was going to go read. I've been doing a lot. I'm trying to get my life together, and I just feel like I need so much pouring into me right now so that I'm able to pour out. And that's a big thing I struggle with personally, especially through leadership, is I want to give. I'm a giver. I want to give love and leadership and guidance and inspiration, but I don't take a lot of time to pour back into me. And so I get empty a lot. And so I've got like 4 books right now. I've got like 2, a gratitude journal, a Devo journal, a daily journal book, and then an actual book I'm reading in the morning. So it takes a minute. And so I sat down, and I was going to start or whatever. And I started talking to God instead. And I was just, you know, I've got these big goals this month. Like, coming out of Winter Circle, I feel like a different person. I'm so excited. And for the first time in 24 years, I believe I'm worthy of something. Like, it's so crazy to say that, because, I mean, it just is, you know? Like, but I've discounted myself my entire life. I did not come from a strong upbringing. I love my family. I love my parents. I love all of that. God gave them to me for a reason, but it was not a healthy environment growing up. My dad was verbally abusive. He's an alcoholic. does drugs. I mean, he's been arrested in and out of jail my entire life. It was a very toxic environment, and I definitely took that and ran with it, and was all in all kinds of toxic relationships, abusive relationships. I was in and out of jail for about a year. I was going down this crazy rabbit hole where I did not need to be in life. And I just really had this hard life, and I just knew, I mean, and that's just the personal side. That wouldn't even get me into the financial side of growing up. Like, we had nothing. Like, there was days that my mom, my dad, and me would share a box of mac and cheese when I was really little, and that's all we would eat for the day. Like, we didn't have anything. I didn't grow up going to Walmart. Walmart was a luxury. We went to the food kitchen. Like, that's where we got our groceries. And, you know, I just put myself in this box that I couldn't have what other people have, because I'm not good enough. I'm not enough. No one's gonna love me the way I want because I'm not enough. I'm the issue. And it stemmed from all of this. And it's just, during Winter Circle is the first time that I really sat there and I was like, you know what? I am enough. Like, I do deserve this. And I do deserve to be in a spot of leadership where what I say matters. And I'm able to impact and influence and help people believe in themselves, because so long I've been trying to get you guys to believe in your worth and to believe you're worthy. But how the heck are you supposed to believe that you're worth something if I don't believe I'm worth something first? It's the same thing if when you're in a relationship and you want someone to love you, but you got to love yourself first. Well, it's the same thing here. And it was just so heavy this morning with the realization that I just wrote myself out on such a deep level, because it wasn't just this business. It was my marriage. It was my finances. It was my friendships. It was my family. It was everything, that I was always the issue. I can't tell you guys how many times I've said I'm sorry for things that have no effect on me. But literally, so I started my husband out this a couple weeks ago, and it was like, I don't know, like something that, like we were going to go to the store or something, and I didn't want to go then. So we went like an hour later, and then we hit traffic, and he got upset about it, and I apologized. And he's like, this is literally not your fault. But the way my brain would work was like, well, we didn't go when he wanted, so this is the time I chose to go. So then anything that happens from now on that is negative is my fault, because I decided to do this, and I decided this store to go to first. And so then this is my fault. And I would literally take so much on me because I felt so unworthy of love, of life, of friendships, of everything. I felt like I was just like the bane of the world. Like I was just the dust, like the thing that didn't matter. And I feel freaking worthy, guys. And I want you to feel that too. We are here for a reason. You're watching this for a reason. You're on this team for a reason. You didn't just start one day because of this, like, oh, this will be fun. Like, you had reasons you wanted to be here. You have goals and dreams and ambitions in life, and you're in a position where you can get there. You are worthy of it. I'm over here like crying. Look, I wanted to hop on here and read this. I just wanted to read this to you guys because it's cool. All of this is just extra. I don't know. I like these glasses. I feel like they make me look smart. And they're really cute. But I don't need them. They're just blue light glasses. So I had to take them off for a minute. But you guys are so deserving of this. And it's one of the hardest things to sit on this side of the screen, to sit on this side of the chart, on all of that, and look and see so many of you guys pushing and fighting and wanting, but not getting there for the sole fact that you don't believe you can. Like, if you could learn anything today, if you could just start believing you are worth it, believing you can do this, guys, you're gonna do it. Like, that's the missing link so many of you have. You're trying to get your first customer. You're trying to get that $100 weekly bonus. You're trying to promote. You're trying to double your paycheck. You're trying to whatever. The thing that's holding you back, you want to look left and right and you want to say, well, I'm not getting this done, or this person does this better, or maybe I need to message more people, or maybe I just don't have the right follow-up. But that is not the issue 99% of you guys are dealing with. It's the fact that you don't believe you can actually do it, that you don't believe you're worthy of that title, of that position, of that income, that you want to put yourself in this box and then just look around and find other reasons. Because I want you to know you are freaking worthy of it. You are deserving. You are belonging. You are loved here and you are growing and God loves you and he is working through you to become the best version of yourself, and you get to show up imperfect and you get to show up flawed and you get to show up broken, and that's where the glory comes from, and that's where the promotions come in, and that's where the growth happens. And you don't have to wait till you're perfect, and you don't have to wait till you have your life together. You don't have to wait until you quit your job, and you don't have to wait till your schedule is perfect. You get to show up where you're at today in your mess and bring it to the table. And God's like, you know what? I still have abundance for you. And I don't have abundance for you next year. I don't have abundance for you later. I have abundant life for you in that moment, in your mess, in your today. And when you start believing in yourself, it accelerates the whole program. It gives God this amazing runway to start taking your self to whole new levels. And it's not that you're missing this special piece of your business. You are missing the belief and love in yourself. Okay? That's not even, none of that. That's all free. Free. Wasn't even planned. I wanted to read this to you guys because this is why I was sitting here talking and I was like, God, I don't know how I'm going to do this. We still need almost 13,000 in volume for this promotion, and we never brought in that much. And I'm terrified to even put out there that this is what we're doing, because I've said so many times now, we're going to go triple diamond. Our team deserves VIP, and I believe everything wholeheartedly, but I feel like I'm a broken record, and it's terrifying to say that I'm going to do this because I don't know how. We've been trying so long. I don't know how not to try and to actually do it. And I was talking to God and I was like, I've got to stop worrying about that. It's not about how I'm going to get to point B. That's not my job. If I sit here and I try to figure out how am I going to get to my promotion? How am I going to help, we need so many promotions on our team, which is so exciting. It gives me butterflies. But I'm how am I going to help these people promote? How am I going to encourage them? How am I going to lead them? How am I going to provide them with the right tools? How am I going to provide them with the right connections? How am I going to X, Y, Z? But the thing is when we start looking at the line between point A and point B, and we start focusing on that, guys, there's a reason on the map. Okay, if you look on a map, you can see Charlotte, and I can see Statesville, that's where I live, and there's just 2 dots, and then there's lines between it. But there's a reason that on that line, there's not left turn, right turn, I don't know, Old McDonald Road. Can't think of one. And there's a reason. It's because your job is to identify point A and point B. It is not to know every turn, hiccup, U-turn, mountain, valley that comes between the two. That's where the GPS comes in. That's where the leader, the guidance comes in. That's where God steps in and he says, I know the path. I've got it mapped out. I just need you to identify where you're at and identify where you want to go. Okay. My phone's starting to die, so I gotta read this. And so I sit here and I was like, God, I gotta stop focusing on this, and I've just gotta trust you with the middle. I know where I want to go. I know where I am going, and I know where I'm trying to take as many people with me, because I know life changes at point B. And I'm trying to get as many people to point B with me as I can. And I don't know how to do it, but the how is not my job. The where and the why and the when and all that, the direction is my job. The point B is my job. And then it's my job to give the rest to God. It's my job to show up every day authentically as who I am, with belief that I deserve this and I'm worthy of this. And I got to give my all to him first, then to you guys, then to my business, and know that God is going to bless that on the journey. And that's how you get from point A to point B, not knowing the middle. And so I went through all of this and I was like, okay, I'm ready to read. I'm ready to read. After this whole mess that I have with God, right? Okay? It's just so cool. I love this. It's so cool. It works. And about talking how I'm unworthy and I pushed for this goal so many times and I didn't make it. And then now I'm trying to do it for real this time. And okay. So this is today's Devo. It's called an Unwanted Anchor. Hi, God. I keep jumping after sparkles in the air, but I'm just jumping up and down, not actually rising. I keep falling back to the ground. It's like there's an anchor tied to me that I can't see. It only lets me go so far. Then bam, it pulls me right back down. Whew! How many of you guys are pushing for a goal? How many of you guys have been saying over and over and over, and then you jump? You jump for it. And then every time that invisible anchor, it just snatches you back down. Can you not just like resonate with that? Oh, this is a good one. You say that you want to bring something new in me. Even I can't see it. You want me to rise on wings like an eagle. But an eagle doesn't wear a leash on its leg. You see what's holding me down. You know the part of me that keeps holding me back. After all, you're not the one holding me back. You want my freedom as much as I do. You see my pride, unwillingness, rebellion, stubbornness, selfishness, the way that I chase money instead of majesty, the way I start craving the spotlight instead of your spirit. You open the cage. You have broken the bonds that tether me. But I still have to commit to leaving the familiar. Whew. Woo! But I never had such a nice cage. House. Guys, do you not feel that? It's so funny. The other night I was on the call with some of our leaders talking about that very thing. That we have created these cages that we are comfortable in. We want to say that where we're at, it's better than where we started. And sometimes that's enough. And so we want to get to this place and it's like, well, when I started, but now, like right now for me personally, when I started, I was working a really good job. I was a nanny for a very high-end family in Atlanta, and I was making $3,000, $4,000 a month as a nanny. Like I was making really good money. I was the breadwinner. My husband wasn't really working. And so here I am now, 3 years next month later, I'm making the exact same money I made as a nanny, but doing it from my phone. And so I like to get stuck in this cage. It's the same dang cage. I'm not living abundantly. I'm not living exponentially. I don't have extra money. I'm sitting in the same cage as before. I just put up new curtains and I'm sitting here and I'm saying, well, this is nice and this is better and this is good because we're not here to be good because we're not here to just exist. We are here for abundance. This cage, it ain't cutting it, boo. This cage is not it. You were designed and you were destined and you were called for so much more than that. And so we're going to step out that cage because God's got that door open. He's already knocked the lock off. He's broke your chains. And we want to sit there and we want to look and be like, God, but it's so pretty, but it's so nice, but I've got a memory foam mattress in here. I can sleep there. I've done broke it in. It's comfortable. This is where I'm at. And God is like, dude, if you just stepped out of that cage, I got a mansion waiting for you. But we want to stay here in what we know and what we're comfortable with and what we've gotten used to. Our doubts and our insecurities, they can keep us here because we know that next level, those guys aren't going to cut it. And so we want to stay where we don't have to work much more, where we can just stay complacent, where we can just stay comfortable. Because 90% of the world is comfortable. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be comfortable. I want to be ecstatic. I want to be abundant. I want to live such a joyful, extraordinary life. And you will never find extraordinary in a cage. You won't. Let's keep going. I've never gotten so much prestige or attention. It's what's holding me here. My previous success in the flesh is what's holding me here. I have to let go, not only be cut free. I have to trust you in what you're calling me to instead of leaning into what I can do on my own. Right? Whew, that's like, oh, goodness, that is so good. What if the best thing about, What if the best things about my life are the very reasons I don't soar to the heights that I really want? Right? You're so scared. We sit here so scared of what's coming next. When it's like, you're so scared of losing the little bits of good you have. Like, tell me if you feel that, guys. Where you start feeling like, you're like, well, if I do this. That's like we just moved to North Carolina about a month ago. And I've been living at the beach for 2 years. That's one of the first big things I did with this business is we moved to a house at the beach. And it was so scary. And then I got here and I fell into a depression when I was here. And I was excited for the new, but I was so scared to let go of where I was because I was like, all my content surrounds the beach. I get to tell people I go and live at the beach. And like, this is who I am. This is what I'm known for. This is my level of awesome, of abundance, of like next level where people are like, oh, if I could only have that, and I've got to give that up for something normal, something just a house in a neighborhood like everyone else has, nothing really special. And I was so scared to do that. And that's just like a little example, but of these things that God gave us is this blessing and this awesome, but that is not the end all be all. There's something past it. There's a next level. There's another room. There's like, we just want to put ourselves into these places, and God's like, he brings us here as a season, as a checkpoint. And we're like, no, God, I don't want to leave. Like, I want to make this home. I want to make this forever. And he's like, but baby, you don't even know what I got for you next. And we get so caught up in the previous blessings that we're so scared to look and just turn around and see the majestic majesty, the abundance, the life that God is like, it's right here. This is what I want for you. That was a step, and you're trying to live there. But guys, I got so much more for you just behind you, and we just got to keep going for it. I got to clear my throat like that before I read every time. That's like, I woke up this morning feeling scratchy as heck. There are some new places you're calling me to. There's some new places you're calling me to go that are exactly where I am, only higher. The same work, but with the purpose and fulfillment I've always hoped for. The same people, but the closeness I've always ached for. And a love that's so fresh and overwhelming, it feels like the first time I walked in. It was new and exciting. The same life, but an incredible enthusiasm, vigor, and excitement like it's Christmas. God, you do a new thing. Don't I see it? Don't I trust you? I do. The chains are off, and I won't sink back down into my old mindset, moods, and attitudes. I am ready to keep my hands off that anchor and let you help me rise. Guys, God is calling us right now to such a life of abundance. This is that next mountain. This is that next step. This is that we just hit the fall summit and we got to keep on pushing. This is that last little bit of gas in your tank that's just trying to get to the gas station. This is it. This is a place where he is like, just fight a little harder. Just trust me a little longer. Just let go and let me carry you. And this is where we're at, guys. And we get to make the decision now. What are we going to do with it? What are we going to believe? Where are we going to go? How are we going to do this? And we got to trust that what we do is enough as long as we put it in God's hands. I can send out 10 messages, but if I give it to God first, those 10 messages have the same impact as 20, as 30, like bringing him into what we're doing, guys. He wants to be here. He cares about your business. He cares about your family. He cares about your life. He cares about those messages. He cares about your customers. He cares about your team. He cares, and he wants to be invited into your space, and he wants to be able to take control of your business. He wants to take you to that next level, and first and foremost, we give it to him, and then we let go. We let go. We stop trying to control things. We stop trying to hold on to every little thing so that we don't get pulled out of the comfortable. We don't get pulled into the unknown of what we don't know is next. But guys, we have got to let go. That's why when you praise and you worship and you put your hands up, it's because we are letting go. We are giving God the open. We are releasing our firm grip on those things. And we are saying, God, I trust you to just take me there. I trust you to get me to the next level. I trust you to amplify my work and allow it to reach more people. I trust you to not just allow me to conversate, not just allow me to have new potentials, but allow me to change lives. Allow me to give the right products to the right people that's going to make an impact and make a value in their life. And I promise, and I want you to bring me to those right conversations where not only am I going to be talking to potential distributors, but I'm going to be changing someone's life. I'm going to be bringing somebody in who needs love, who needs a friend, who needs guidance, who needs leadership, who needs change, who needs direction, and I'm going to be able to give them that, because we're not here to just sell products and just to talk to people and just to do things. We're here to create an impact. Guys, we have a team name for a reason. We're here to create a legacy. And a legacy is not something that just affects you. It's not even something that just affects your kids and your grandkids. It's something that affects everyone you touch. And we're out here and we're doing things in God's guidance and spirit and direction that's not just going to change my life, not just going to change my husband's life and my kids' life, but it gets to go and it gets to affect you guys, and it gets to affect your kids, and then it gets to affect your team and your team's kids and all these people that we meet just in the world, in our business, in social media. And we're creating this like explosion of impact, of direction, of life. That's what we get to be a part of. It's so much more than we're just going to sell products. We're just going to help people make money. No, guys, we are creating a lasting impact that is going to completely revolutionize lives for generations and generations and generations. And that's what you are a part of with this team. That is what you are doing every day when you're sending your messages, when you're getting your host to post up. It's not that you're just doing a mundane task, guys. You are creating this net of influence, this reach beyond yourself where you get to go out and we are going to revolutionize the world. We are just reaching so far, and God is so excited to be partnering and walking with us in this, guys. He cares about you. He cares about where you're at. He cares about that point B, and he wants you just to identify where you're going, to surrender to him, to give that up, that control, that fear, that doubt, that unknown, that uncertainty, and just be like, God, I know where I want to go, and I'm going to trust that you're going to get me there. I'm going to trust that you're going to amplify what I do, and you're going to give me the right connections, and you're going to get me there. Oh man, guys, I feel like I done been to church. This is so good. I just felt in my soul. I was like, I don't need to keep reading. I didn't even finish the Devo. I read like a page and a half before I hopped on here. I just felt like I needed to come and talk to you guys this morning. And I'm so proud of every single one of you guys. You're doing more than a lot of people can. You stepped out in more faith than a lot of people were willing to, and I'm so proud of you guys. And this is our time. We were created for a time such as this, and God is doing wonders, and I'm excited to do it with you and to walk alongside you during this revolutionary time. I love you guys. Happy Saturday.